people does this shelter help every day, approximately?
Ooh, that's a tough question. So at this facility, we have 200 beds upstairs. 200 men are able to sleep here at night. And then we also do another 100 mats. And so for overflow, so we're up to 300 people get sleep here. And then we do 3 meals a day, and we do anywhere between 500 to 1,000 meals a day. The overflow is supposed to end here pretty quick because it's only supposed to be for the winter months, but we've actually got it extended all the way to the end of June.
So what is the most common reason everyone ends up homeless?
Number one is joblessness.
Okay.
So most people don't expect that. Most people expect drugs.
Right.
But actually loss of job.
How did you get involved with the shelter and why?
A good friend of mine was going to Denver Seminary, and the president of the Denver Rescue Mission teaches a class there, and he had him in the class, and he knew that I wanted to get into the nonprofit field. That's really the goal. I wanted to help with homelessness, and so he told me about the internship program, and I applied for it. And so I moved out here from Kansas.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Sold everything I had, packed everything in my car, and moved out from Kansas.
What is it like for people that are homeless?
It's a fairly tough lifestyle. A lot of people don't realize how dehumanizing it is, especially the guys that go out and try to fly a sign or you know, spange is a term for asking for spare change. Day in, day out, people just look down on you. A lot of people don't realize that if you're known homeless, a lot of businesses won't let you use the restroom. So literally you have no place to use the restroom. That, like, the simple things in life that a lot of people take for granted is such a task for them. I think it's very stressful and it's a really tough lifestyle.
What are reasons for turning people away besides, like, overflow?
Besides overcapacity, we do turn people away if they're extremely intoxicated. We just call detox because they're going to be equipped to deal with somebody more extremely intoxicated. If they fight or something like that, we do have a policy where we'll have like a 30-day out where they can't stay in a bed for 30 days. They can stay on a mat but not a bed.
How many homeless children do you see?
At this facility, not a lot.
Is it only men here?
Men are the only ones allowed to stay. The food services or our client services are open to anyone, our clinic, etc. We do see a few children with families come through for food, but we don't house them.
And how can others help homeless people?
Continue to give to organizations that are already working in the field. The Denver Rescue Mission is privately funded, and it's amazing what we can do with just the help of the community. Volunteer. If you don't have money, volunteer. You know, we run on volunteers.
How many people does this shelter help every day?
Well, our shelter program is a little bit different from some of the other programs where people can't just come in a day at a time. So once they get into the program, they can stay up to 120 days. Usually 300, depending on how many kids we have at a time.
What is the most common reason everyone ends up homeless?
Economy. A lot of times, especially with families, there'll be medical bills, maybe if they don't have insurance. And then they just can't pay their rent or their mortgage or whatever, or they've lost their job. So that's becoming a lot more prevalent, alcohol or drugs. But more common are the economic reasons now.
How did you get involved with this shelter and why?
I actually got involved with the shelter as a part-time job when I was going to college. Just loved it. I didn't anticipate ever being here. Started part-time on the family floor and then got a full-time job working here after school. Just a nice atmosphere. I mean, it can be challenging.
What is it like for people that are homeless?
It can be very scary. Maybe this is their first time this has ever happened to them. And they come here and they don't have any idea what they're gonna do or how they're gonna make it through this. So that's kind of our job, is to kind of just help them get settled.
What are the reasons for turning people away?
Since we have children here, there are certain felonies which we cannot allow people to have. Current assault charges, things like that, crimes against people, any sex offenses or anything like that, and arson.
And how many homeless children do you see?
It kind of goes in cycles. So we have room for 21 families on the family floor, and they could have one child, or we have a family who came in not too long ago with 7 kids. So it's always different up on the family floor. It just depends on how much the family has.
And how can others help homeless people, like as citizens?
Really, I guess if you know somebody, try to call and get other resources for them. And a lot of times the families won't just want the handout, they'll want to do it themselves. So sometimes they just don't know where to go.